That time I got reincarnated as a slime is honestly such an immersive world filled with so many well thought out ideas, especially when it comes to its inhabitants. And one of those inhabitants that have fascinated me is definitely the primordial or progenitor demons of the Tensura universe. So in today's video, let us take a look at the primordial demons of the Tensura universe, and here's a spoiler warning as some information will be from the light novel and manga. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribing to the channel for more Tensura videos in the future. Now, the primordial demons were considered to be the oldest and most powerful demons in the world. They were first created by the creator of the world, the Star King Dragon Valdunava, using the Great Spirit of Darkness to serve as observers for his creations. There are a total of 7 primordial demons, and according to Leon Cromwell, each of them is often referred to by their signature colors rather than an actual name. These placeholder names don't really count as their actual names and don't have the same effect on them like being an individual that had received a true name. However, each of the primordial demons does eventually get their own true names, but before they were named, these were their original names: the black primordial Noir, the white primordial Blanc, the purple primordial Violet, the yellow primordial June, the green primordial Vert, the blue primordial Blue, and the red primordial Rouge. Being the strongest and oldest of the demon race, other demons would constantly fight and grow their own powers to eventually join one of the primordial demons as their followers. When a demon is able to reach a certain threshold of power, they will be assigned to a color that corresponds to one of the primordial based on their personality, and all demons of a certain color will always match the demeanor, personality, and mindset of their progenitor, even if they might express certain traits differently. An interesting fact about the original names of the primordial demons is that the nicknames used for each of them is actually the French word for their respective colors. So let's start with the primordial we are most familiar with, that being the primordial Black Noir. He is one of the primordial demons and is said to be the strongest primordial, with his strength rivaled only by Rouge, the primordial Red. He is very impulsive, cunning, and calculative, and never cared much about other things except for seeking the truth of the world and serving his master Rimuru later on. He is the earliest primordial to appear in the anime when he was summoned by an adventurer after her entire party was killed by a demon. She made a contract with him to kill the demon that was hiding in the kingdom of Fleetwood, which he gladly accepted. He would later encounter Shizu Izawa, and during that confrontation where Noah was about to finish her off, he was suddenly repelled by her anti-magic mask. He quickly realizes that the mask has the power to transcend space and time, the power of infinity, which made him return to the spiritual world and continue to observe Shizu and the mask in secret. When he saw that the mask broke and lost its power when it was given to Rimuru, he came to the conclusion that Rimuru is connected to the mask and he is the key to the truth of the world. Noah became fascinated with Rimuru, and when he was performing a great demon summoning for Ramirez, Noah wasn't fast enough and Beretta, one of his own black demon descendants, was the first to answer. But during Rimuru's evolution into a demon lord, Rimuru had performed another greater demon summoning, and this time Noah was able to answer the call alongside 2 of his greater demon followers. Later on, he would be given the name Diablo, named after the Lamborghini Diablo, and he had evolved from an archdemon into a demon peer, the second highest evolutionary stage of the demon species. He would serve as the second secretary to Rimuru, constantly competing against Shion, and just like her is utterly crazy about Rimuru. Besides serving as a second secretary, Diablo is also the leader and founder of the Black Numbers, a unit comprised of elite demons that directly serve under Rimuru. Within the Black Numbers, Diablo managed to gather 100 greater demons and a single archdemon named Venom to serve under him, while also persuading 3 other primordials to join his master Rimuru. One of these 3 primordials recruited by Diablo is the white primordial Blanc, known for being arrogant, egocentric, cruel, and bloodthirsty. Her name Blanc actually originated from an event called the Lakeshore Dyed Scarlet Incident, whereby a young woman by the name Blanche, who the primordial befriended, was betrayed and killed. The primordial took over the body of the young woman, taking ownership of her soul and name, killing many people as revenge, leaving a trail of scarlet blood and causing what would later be known as the Lakeshore Dyed Scarlet Incident. After many years passed, she was persuaded by Diablo to meet Rimuru alongside 2 other Primordials, and she actually found Rimuru to be quite interesting and decided to join Tempest. Rimuru then gave her a physical body to inhabit and named her along with 2 of her servants and 200 demon soldiers. She was given the name Testarossa after the Ferrari Testarossa, and the 2 servants were named Xian and Moss. Testarossa and Moss then evolved into Demon Pierce, and Xian had evolved into an Archdemon. A bit later, Testarossa was given the task of being the military attaché and a representative of Tempest for the Council of the West because of her gentle and elegant mannerisms, but most importantly is her prowess in playing political tactics. The next Primordial in the black numbers is the purple Primordial Violet. Although she might look cute, but she is actually a very cruel and sadistic person. Like Testarossa, she is also very egocentric and is often easily angered. When she was recruited by Diablo and went to meet Rimuru, he was actually skeptical about her being a demon because of how she looked, but after Raphael quickly corrected him, he accepted her as his new follower. After she inhabited the body given by Rimuru, she was given a name along with her 2 servants and the 200 demon soldiers under her. The 2 servants were named Veron after the Bugatti Veyron and Zonda after the Pagani Zonda respectively, while Violet was given the name Ultima, named after the GTR Ultima. Ultima and Veron evolved from Archdemons into Demon Pierce, while Zonda merely had its limits as an Archdemon release. She was later assigned to be the Chief Prosecutor of the Public Prosecution Office in Tempest, which is quite a fitting role for someone like her. The final Primordial that joined the black numbers is the yellow Primordial June. She's carefree, energetic, a battle maniac who loves firing off nuclear magic for fun. Similar to Testarossa and Ultima, she is cruel, egocentric, and easily agitated. Before being recruited by Diablo, she was always causing trouble for Demon Lord Leon Cromwell because she lived below his country of El Dorado and would constantly fire random nuclear magic upon their city whenever she feels like it. After she terrorized Leon for a while, she was recruited by Diablo to join the black numbers and serve under Rimuru. However, unlike Testarossa and Ultima, the yellow Primordial was a bit rebellious, and when she met Rimuru, she tried to unleash a bit of her aura to intimidate him, but he did not notice it, which made her become somewhat interested in him. She was accepted to join Tempest and given a physical body to inhabit. She, along with her 2 servants and 200 demon soldiers, were given names by Rimuru. She was named after the Porsche Carrera, while her 2 servants were given the name Agera after the Koenigsegg sports car and Esprit after the Lotus Esprit. From this, Carrera evolved from an Archdemon to a Demon Peer, and her 2 servants evolved into Archdemons. Then she was assigned to be the Chief Justice Officer of the Supreme Court, which she happily accepted and said she would judge people with the utmost fairness. Moving on is the Red Primordial Rouge, the oldest of the Primordial Demons and also the first ever Demon Lord to exist. During his time in the Demon Realm, he fought many battles and became an Archdemon. However, when he was summoned by a human to destroy an enemy nation, he decided to destroy the Summoner's Nation as compensation and proceeded to destroy the enemy nation as well. This was what earned him his iconic name Guy Crimson. Guy, which actually refers to the desperate screams of doom and despair of the people he killed, and Crimson being the rain of blood that he would leave behind. After receiving his name, he realized that he has awoken as a true Demon Lord, becoming the first ever Demon Lord in existence, and he subsequently evolved into a Devil Lord, the highest known evolutionary stage of the demon race. As a result, he had decided to stay in the mortal world and now resides in the Ice Continent alongside one of the true dragons, Velzad. He was responsible for turning a large part of the lands in the west into an utter wasteland when he had to stop the out-of-control Milim. He would later create what is now the Demon Lord Council together with Milim and Ramirez, and they would often have meetings with each other. Additionally, Guy had summoned 2 other primordial demons to the world to serve as assistants. They were the blue and green primordials, and he also gave them bodies to inhabit as well as naming them. The blue primordial was given the name of Misery, while the primordial green was named Rain. Both their names are meant to represent and reflect the misery of mankind and the rain of blood that fell wherever Guy goes. Both Misery and Rain are extremely loyal to Guy and mostly don't act anything like the other 3 female primordials, being relatively more calm and composed. Rain often likes to complain about a lot of things and does not like working and always gives most of the work to Misery, while Misery on the other hand likes to take her task very seriously and devotes her all to her master. She even founded the Apostles of Word, a cult meant to gather intelligence on the humans for Guy. Although it will probably be a long time before the anime will get to the Primordial Demons if it ever gets to it, but for now that's pretty much everything on the Primordial Demons of that time I got reincarnated as a slime. So what do you think of the Primordial Demons, and who do you think is the strongest, or maybe which one of them is your favorite? I would love to hear your thoughts down below, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give the video a like, subscribing to the channel, hitting that notification bell for future Tensura videos. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe everyone.